Hi YouTube, good evening. This is me, Bridget, from Bridget and Justin, starting from scratch. Hello, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm so happy to be on here. I'm sending lots of good vibes your way and love and warmth your way. I hope everybody had a good Tuesday. So, this afternoon, if you checked out any of my vlogs, so let me just tell you guys what happened today. Like, no biggie, just not me trying to what's it called, edit. Not me trying to edit. And I don't really edit the videos. I mean, I don't edit the videos at all. I've never edited a video. I just kind of like it like that. But obviously there's apps and stuff like that to help me with that. And to be honest, I don't know too much about editing, right? But I had a good vlog for you guys today. It's the videos that you guys see that are short, pretty short. They're very short. They're like a few minutes long each. Today that I put them out with me and Justin taking a walk. And I mean, it was so peaceful. It was so relaxing. You know how like when you start talking about something and you just got it, right? I was vibing with you guys. And then I still have the video. I don't want to put it out because what happened is that I was walking and then I seen a whole bunch of neighbors and it was cool. I kept you guys on there the whole time. But there was this one little piece, and I'm talking about a split second of a piece that I didn't think was appropriate because it was like it had to do with somebody else, you know what I mean, like and their privacy. So like I was just like, okay, no biggie, let's go on this iPhone and start iPhoning it, right? Start editing it, right? And what I ended up doing is karate chopping the video up. I started chopping stuff up and chopping stuff down and hacking. So what you guys see is actually, I believe, is that first video should be the second part. And that the video below it, the shorter piece, I believe is the intro. But that's not even the normal intro because I made a video for 21 minutes. That's the one I was gonna show you guys. Then before that, I made a video for a little over 4 minutes, and I noticed that I needed to do something on my phone before I even made the video. And that's, I think, the first one that you guys see. I mean, it's okay, you know what I mean? And I'm just like second guessing, like, hey, should I take it down? You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna take it down because it's, you know, for what? It just didn't give what I wanted it to all give. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lot of stuff in that vlog that, you know, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day here in Rhode Island today. It was 70 degrees. The skies were so beautiful. But I will talk a little bit about what I was talking about on that video for 21 minutes. So when we started the video, you know, obviously we left the house and stuff like that. And so my son, you know, it takes some time, little bit by little bit, to put yourself in front of the camera, let alone put your child in front of the camera, right? So but me, I'm just like, and I got all into depth with this with you guys today on this video, but it's all good because, you know, it was only a video that you guys see clips of it, you know, good pieces. But I'm gonna just explain a little bit. What I was saying is that today my son was stimming a lot. So you know that when, you know, my son has like sensory processing, you know, a sensory processing like disorder too, and that comes along as well with the autism and stuff like that, and the cerebral palsy, you know, like he's very sensitive to a lot of different situations, and so it's a sensory overload to him. So sometimes he will stim, and he doesn't even have it. Usually happens in, you know, when we switch different environments and stuff like that, and just how he feels. And the thing is about stimming is it something that's comforting and it's soothing to kids with autism. Just so everybody knows, like, stimming is not a bad thing unless they're hurting themselves. And usually if they're hurting themselves, it's because they want to feel some kind of input, you know, like you can hold them, like give them a big bear hug, you know, they want to feel some kind of, you know, pressure, some kind of input. So yes, so I was making the video and I said, you know, you guys want to see my Justin, and so I showed you Justin, and Justin was stimming. So, and he was doing it quite a bit, right? And so, you know, what I was just talking about is like, you know, it's new to me, right, to show this on to the world, pretty much. But whoever my subscribers are and whoever my supporters are, and my future subscribers are, they're gonna be there for me, right, and for Justin, right, and for their family, you know, like, because we can identify in each other with things, or you just want to like us, love us, you know, support us. And as in, when you guys start leaving comments and stuff like that, as in, I want to be of attention for you guys too. So it's not like I'm the only one. But when you are the only one, right, doing things at that time, it feels like you're the only one, right? So it feels like, you know, it's a little bit of a lonely space, but I know that it's not. I know that it's a very popular space, okay? But it's just different. So I put Justin, you know, because I want to introduce Justin to what his comfortability is for. I mean, I want to introduce him to you guys, and you guys be introduced to Justin in a modified way, meaning whatever it is that I decide to show, right? So yeah, I think I might have felt a little like, ooh, I hope, you know, probably just trying to control in my head what it is the viewers are gonna think, like, you know, oh, you know, so I was trying to be sensitive towards everybody and just saying, I know that this is a sensitive topic, you know what I mean? And I know it's always probably going to be a sensitive topic, but what I was saying is that my goal, my number one goal in life right now, in my time in life, is bringing children like my son, okay, and parents like bringing children like my son to the forefront, so that parents like myself can advocate and just share their personal experiences for either people that don't know about autism or cerebral palsy or disabilities or ethics or things like that. Because what I'm saying is that children don't want to be stared at, right? Parents don't want to be stared at through the mall. Children don't want to be stared at, pointed at from other kids and stuff like that. Kids will be kids, sure. But I think that teaching kids young that everybody's unique and everybody's different in their own way is a very smart thing to do. You know what I mean? And even if they do know, it's going to be different to kids that don't have any medical conditions, and praise God for them. It's still going to be different looking at kids that have medical conditions to them, but they'll know more of a proper etiquette. You know what I mean? Just so that people don't feel bad, right? But we can't control the world. We can only control how we feel. You know what I'm saying? And what goes on in our household. But, you know, and I was saying that I've had my share of uncomfortable moments through the years, because autism is not something, and like cerebral palsy and the things that my son has and goes through is not something that has happened from just day one. It's something that took time through the years to find out, to figure out, and these things have progressed, you know, to make these things diagnoses, right? So things weren't, he's at an age now where he's 5 and he's starting to pick up on stimming a little bit more. He stims a lot more, actually, you know, because he's growing, he's getting bigger too, so they're a lot more obvious and stuff like that. But my son is in his own little loving, peaceful cocoon of a place, meaning I try to love him as much as I can and embrace him. And, you know, I was saying that there's people that don't have disabilities that, what was I saying? Like, people that have disabilities, they try the best that they can, right? And then there's people that don't have disabilities and they're still not okay. You know what I mean? Like, they still got their own issues, right? So, but for the people that do have disabilities, they'd probably love to be like, you know, like us, like have the abilities that we have, right? And we're the parents, we're the adults, we're the ones that have the knowledge and the wisdom that we've acquired to share and to help and to implement, you know what I mean? And to teach. You know, when people know better, we do better, right? So I was just saying that my goal is that my number one goal while I'm here with my son is to bring kids like him to the forefront and let this stigma of disabilities not be so stigmatized. You know what I'm saying? Like, autism is on the rise, and you know, different disabilities and stuff like that are always gonna happen and be. It's a part of this life that we live in right now, right? Fortunate are those that don't have them, and the ones that do have them, I feel like my son, like, I feel like he's a gift. Like, I love him just the same. He's so special. He shows me every single day something new. Like, you know what I mean? They're all gifts from God. All the kids are gifts from God. We're all God's kids, right? So, like, it's like, you know, it's like none of them are better than the other. Their capabilities academically and stuff like that and physically are obviously different, and there's of course lots of differences. That's why you don't compete. I'm not comparing necessarily. I'm just saying that we are all one. We're all God's kids. So, you know, that's what we have in common. And as adults, we don't forget that. We have to remember that, because we have to teach our kids etiquette, ethics, and kindness. You know what I mean? And, you know, not everybody's moral compass is the same, right? So this isn't just for my son, obviously, that I'm speaking. I want to see my son with your kids. I want to see my son with kids that are well and moving and grooving and talking. My son's going to learn and thrive off of all kids and people and adults. It's like we're the examples, right? for all kids, not just kids with disabilities. Us adults are the examples for all these kids, right? So it's just something to be mindful about, and just to practice like mindfulness and stuff like that. And I know what it's like to be the mom, to feel like that, like, I don't want to be the hot topic, so let me just not even go. Let me just not even go. Let me just mind my business, not even go, and just chill with my son, right? Because he's my true best friend, besides God. Okay? So to avoid things that are uncomfortable sometimes, I will just stay in my comfort zone. But outside of my world and outside of my house, things are not going to always be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? My son has to face the world. And your kids have to face the world too. And I know the sad thing is that we never want to think about them facing the world without us. They're holding their hand. But it's going to happen someday. You know, so it's like the more that we bring the awareness, okay, just by looking at them, just by checking the temperature per se, and being observant to people in certain places and stuff like that. Instead of somebody saying something harsh or disrespectful or something that somebody thinks might be funny and is absolutely not, just don't say anything at all, or just be kind, or be of service or of help. You know what I mean? Like, because even before I had my son, that's the type of person that I was. I always had so much empathy for elderly people, sick people, people that are not well. Like, I've always been like a feelings kind of person anyway, right? I'm a hypersensitive person. And so, like, I can feel a lot of things, not necessarily see them, but feel them. I could see them by feeling them, if that makes sense. So, you know, I want to be a lot more social. And back to this number one goal that I keep talking about is I want to see my son having fun with children of all kinds. And I want to see other children having fun with other children. And I want to see moms take a load off of their shoulders and just know that it's okay. Know that another mom will give you a hug and just be like, it's okay. Like, if you're having a moment, or, I mean, maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I am. But either way, change will come. And, you know, good thing YouTube and, excuse me, that was my battery. YouTube has this platform for anybody to come and, you know, hopefully use it wisely. There's so many platforms, you know, that people are speaking about things and put into the forefront. And since we're on the disability special needs thing, and this was gonna stay there, and what I like, there was so much that I was saying earlier, but I think you guys get the gist of it for right now. For what I'm saying is like my son is a gift. Your children are gifts. Don't embrace, I was gonna say two things at one time. Let me say this. Embrace your children because I hear a lot of stories, like at the doctors, believe it or not, at different places, and a lot of people are in denial about their children's, their children's, their children's ailments, illnesses, or diagnoses. And I've talked to moms myself, and they're so much in denial that they won't even go and get their child help. And the pediatricians are guiding them towards the help. The teachers are guiding them towards the help, but they want to believe that autism is not, their child does not have autism. Their child does not have this, or does not have this developmentally, delayed, or this physical delayed, or just anything. Like, they don't, a lot of people don't want to believe it, and I get it. You guys do not understand or know the half of what I've experienced with my son. This is just touching the iceberg, okay? Because these are diagnoses that I'm telling you about that my son has. But the things that fall under the umbrella of a diagnosis, I mean, you can look it up. So when you look it up, those are all the doctors that I've been through, all the things that we've been through, right? And more, right? Like, and so I just say, like, my son is just like, he's the best to me. He's a champion. He has a strong will. A strong will. And your children, embrace them. Love them. And they are champions. These kids that are going through things, this is gonna make me sad in a minute, and I'm about to, like, kind of not go there, because that serenity prayer is the prayer. Because you can't change, we can't change what people are going through, right? We can just be supportive, even if it's just not saying anything or just giving a look, like, I understand, right? Because it's going to make it easier for us moms to bring our children to the restaurants, and to bring our children to the amusement parks, and to bring our children to the ice skating, and to bring our children where we want to bring our children to. Like, some of us still do, but it's like some of us would rather stay home too and let them be in home activities too a lot, because of the stigma in the public. My cousin, she's so cute. Yeah. So it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything is okay. The next thing that I just want to say is, and this is why, another thing on my channel, because do you actually, would somebody actually think a mother who is going through some things with her children or child, what does depression look like? It doesn't. What do you got? Do you know what it looks like? Because it doesn't look one way. Mental illness does not look one way. Just think about it. Think about how many beautiful people that we see every single day that look like they had their life together and ended up ending their life, right? Or ended up just being a lot more not okay than people think. Like, I always give grace and say a lot of people have not dealt with the things that I talk about, and I'm so happy that you have not. But I'll give you an example. I have a friend, and she's about a couple of years older than me. I've suffered with like depression, anxiety, and certain things throughout my whole life. So I believe, right? And again, it's not something that I say I am, oh, I'm this today or that today. No, it's just something that I am. Like, I've just been this way. But you can't tell, because it's like I just am who I am. Like, I know that there's things about myself that, like, I've seen therapists. So, I know there's things about myself that aren't necessarily what the public or some people, you probably wouldn't pick up on it, but you probably would. You know what I mean? Like, I have my own stuff, but what I'm saying is that I've gone to therapists, and I love therapy. I think therapy is a very healthy way of living. You don't need it all the time. Sometimes you just might need it or want it. And I think that mental illness and mental health, shame on whoever wants to belittle those that have been through things in their life and they have some kind of mental anguish or mental depression or anxiety disorders or post-traumatic stress disorders, whatever it is somebody has to live through and live with. Let people live. And I'm not even talking about me per se. Like, this stuff does apply to me, but I know how to live and let live. And I know how can I say this? I know I've been with myself for 45 years. So like I say, I'm not this newly depressed person and this newly person that has anxiety, this newly person or anything that has any of these things. You learn coping mechanisms after a while, and you don't even know that you are depressed because you're depressed. You have a little bit of depression. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch. It could just be a slight bit. It could be seasonal depression. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many different ways of putting it that it's like shame on somebody for ever belittling or taking or thinking there's some kind of funny or cute and minimizing people's minds. Without your mind and your head on your body, what are you going to be? If my head wasn't attached to my body, what would I be? Right? You need your head, you need your brain, you need your mind more than anything besides your heart, right? So it's like, if your arm hurts, your finger hurts, this hurts, that hurts, this hurts, that hurts. You know how many men are suffering? Imagine men. They can't even, you can't even do a prank on them without them getting all petrified and scared, all out their mind scared, stupid scared, and then you're laughing and they don't think it's nothing funny about it. Because they're not supposed to get scared, not even in a prank, not even in a joke. You know what I mean? They're not supposed to be vulnerable and let their guards down and stuff like that. So men need help right now. Men are hurting. Men hurt in more ways than we will ever even know, because they show their pain in so many different ways. And then we wonder why this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens. Because we have to not be in denial. right? Like, call a spade a spade. You're not feeling good, you're not feeling good. Oh, I'm feeling all right. Oh, this, okay. But like, if just in case you feel like you're not, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and get help. Don't be afraid to go down to talk to somebody. That's what it's there for. If your mind is not working right and your brain is not working right and this is not right and that is not right, people are so quick, and it's actually, you guys wouldn't even believe how I could really feel about this topic that we're on right now. Because the only person who's crazy and the only person who's like stupid or whatever bad thing, slow or whatever, however you guys call people with mental illnesses or something, or if they're depressed or down and out, whatever bad words, if you guys use them towards those people, you guys are the people that I feel bad for. It's like the joke is on you. Like, I'll like leave it like that, because that's like being like a pea brain, right? So like, we have to bring these things to light. We have to bring these things forward and let people know it's okay to not be okay. Like, who are you or who is somebody else to speak upon somebody else or somebody else's life to the point and to the extent where your opinion is so strongly based to whereas now you sound stupid, right? Now you sound stupid. You sound ignorant. And whoever talks about people like that are ignorant, because ignorant is not knowing. And it's always somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about that has the most to say, right? So I'm just speaking for us as a community. I'm speaking for us as a human race. Like, it's just like, it's not the cool thing to do. You know what I mean? It's not the cool thing to do. The cool thing to do is to take care of our mental health. The cool thing to do is take care of our physical health. The cool thing to do is take care of our spiritual health. The cool thing to do is, number one, take care of our children. The cool thing to do is take care of ourselves, take care of us, our relationships with God. The cool thing to do is nurture the relationships that we have with the friends and the family that we have, and to actually be able to talk about it. We need to have more conversations and be more real with ourselves. That's the climate I feel like we're living in right now. We have to be more real with ourselves so that we can be real with others, and just like the ocean, just let it go. Like, let it do what it's gonna do, like the ocean. But it's gonna flow. It's gonna flow, and you're gonna see a bunch of healing going on. Everybody's just too scared to admit something. Everybody, nobody wants to. No, not me. Or laying in bed, can't get up. All you want to do is eat or not eat. Either you're overeating or you're undereating or you're doing other things. Like, everybody has little funky ways that they don't want anybody to know about, right? And even if you look like you have it all together and you have it all together, I'm sure there's still something that, because nobody is perfect. Nobody. And that comes from Adam and Eve. Nobody's perfect. So we need to let God judge. We need to let God be the judge. Now, I'm not even going to sit here and act like, when I was younger, I used to laugh, not at other people, but I used to laugh at a lot of things. I used to be a lot more jovial. I didn't take things as seriously, but I had a lot going on, too. But like, I never meant any malicious harm in my laughing with people or whatever. But I don't take myself too seriously. If I fall on the floor, I'm the first one who's gonna laugh. When my tooth fell out, I I could not stop laughing. I looked in the mirror and laughed till I cried. And didn't know what kind of reaction that was. I'm like, now what would make me laugh for an hour? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Is it that I think it's funny? Kind of. At the time, I couldn't believe me, you know. But, you know, and then you feel sad, and then you feel insecure when I have to open my mouth and talk to the doctors and talk to the teachers and talk to people like, you know, like I'm the one who got some sense but don't have no front teeth, hardly. Right? So, you know, things happen. But we're so busy, not we, but there's been times, you know, because I'm a person too. I talk about things that are non-important. Sometimes I used to do that too. Like, I'm not exempt from the stuff. You know what I mean? Well, I'm exempt from some of the stuff I'm talking about, because I don't make fun of people for their, you know, mental health or their physical health, or if they're elderly or nothing like that. But like in good fun, I know how to have good fun, like in good humor and stuff like that. But yeah, what it is with me is I said, you know what, the reason I was able to laugh when my tooth fell out, I think, and didn't know why I could laugh so much about it, and knowing I wasn't happy about it, and I just went with it. I mean, I was very insecure for a while. Like, you know, I'm smiling like I ain't got no teeth, or, you know, like, and I mean, I'm a woman, like, who you know, has had her teeth, so her front teeth at least, and excuse me, and now I have a little couple ones missing. So there's a difference there was a difference in my poison demeanor and stuff like that. And I would say it to people, oh, but my teeth, oh, but can you tell, oh, but this, oh, but that. But then, like, I mean, after time goes on and stuff like that, it's not really about getting comfortable with the fact that I need to fix the matter, right? It's only cosmetics, first of all, right? People are really suffering for real in this world, for real, where they wish that their little teeth is the only thing they had to put in their mouth and they would be fine. That's nothing, and it could have been done, right? So I'm just saying, we have so many more important topics to talk about, we as people, and I did this now because I am an example of a lot of different things, you know, from my child to myself, right? And these things that I'm talking about, they're not going to keep me with my head down. They are not going to keep me with my head down. They are not going to make my frown go upside down. I'm not going to hide my smile. I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm not going to feel like I'm less beautiful for nothing. Because my beauty does not stem from my little teeth issues, my cosmetic issues, okay? My intelligence and stuff does not stem from having depression or anxiety. It makes you a smart person to get help for what it is that you need. But denial, that's not the first step, okay? Admitting is the first step to getting anywhere. You have to be able to say, I am, or I do have. This is my issue. This is my problem. And you have to be able to go and assess it. You have to assess yourself, address yourself, and then go get yourself, you know, some help. right? I've done it. So many of us do it. And you know what? We're the strong ones. We're the survivors. We're the champions. Our kids who are disabled, they're the champions. They're damn sure not picking on other people. You know what I'm saying? They're not the ones who are being the bullies. And they're not bothering anybody. They're in their own little world. So I know I kind of like, this video is a little bit, you know, passionate, because these were the things, well, it was more of my, of the, you know, us protecting our children and us coming together as a community for children with disabilities and adults with disabilities too, physically, right? And mentally. But it wasn't really, that's what I was talking about the video this afternoon, that when I was trying, I kind of mixed it up a little bit. But now I'm really just, now I started talking about mental health, you know, so I'm passionate about both things, you know, both things. Obviously, I keep saying it, I keep repeating it, it hits home, because yes, it is me, yes, it is my son, right? But it's so many of us, it's so many of you, right? So it's like, I'm not alone, and I'm not going to be ashamed, and no one's going to make me or my son feel that way either. So we're all human, right? We're all the human race. So I think we should just try harder to get it together in those kind of ways, because it really trips me out when people, I'm telling you, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've been through it. People can be the worst when they want to think that they're talking about other people or something like that. And boy, I just don't think that stones should be thrown when you live in a glass house. But if you do, definitely it's not gonna affect me. And I want the moms out there to also walk with your chest out and your chin up, and know that you're a child of God, and your children are children of God, and they deserve just as much as love and attention and teaching and to be taught than any other person and any other child. Don't single people out. Don't single a child out and stuff like that. And get the children the help that they need. Now, by far, I'm not a perfect mother, right? But one thing I am is here. One thing I've always been is an attentive mother, and I've always been a very good mother to my son. So I've been told, and I know in my heart I have, because moms really, what they need is our attention. I mean, the kids need our attention and their love, and our love, and our guidance. You know what I'm saying? So, like, children are so creative. They really want to be independent and do their own thing. Like, my son's in there singing his heart out, playing with his iPad, dancing around and screaming around. They really want you out of their face, for real, too. You know what I'm saying? The kids want kids time. Like, Ma, can you go? My son does that to me. He does that to me every day at some point in the day. He's like, okay, can you back up? Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm always going to be by his side through the grace of God. You know? I've always been able to be by his side through the grace of God, is what I should say. And I thank God. I thank you so much, Jehovah God, for that. And I pray every single day that I'm able to be here for my son until the very end, you know? And yeah. And I feel like the more that I talk about it and stuff like that, you know what? This is my life and that's my son. So if this is all I ever talked about, then so be it. That's not going to happen on my channel. We're going to have lots of fun, lots of lots of stuff to do, lots of laughs, but I'm going through some other things right now too that limits me from the things that I can do right now with my child. And we can get into that. We can get into some more of that too. Get it off my chest and hopefully give it to the ears of, in the minds of some people that care. But yeah, so when I was younger, I was, you don't think it's going to be you to have a child that has disabilities, right, and special needs, right? You don't really think it's going to be you. So things could be a little bit more light-hearted, right? But now that it's me and it's my child, I'm on the front line. I'm on the front line about it all. And I just want to learn as much as I can about it all, because I want to be proactive. And those are the kind of conversations that I have with the doctors when they talk to me about whatever's going on with my son. I say, okay, so how can I be proactive to this? How can I help this situation? Oh, the doctors, I'm so happy that, do you need a tissue? Or, I'm not sad, okay? It's not sadness at those times. It's not sadness that they need to worry about. They need to worry about telling me what I need to do next, and me having enough sense to look these things up and do my own due diligence and reading and finding out what are my options to help my son. Because you guys got to know too, the medical industry is not just the answer. They're people learning too and putting things on the market. You have to go outside. If you really want to be of service to your mental health and your child's well-being and their mental health and their physical health, you have to definitely seek outside of the medical industry. First of all, we're women. We have intuitions. We are healers. We are birth givers. We know stuff. And don't let us put our mind to it, because we're going to learn what we want to learn. And we're going to know how to take care of our baby cubs and ourselves, if that's what we want to know. So again, I can't even tell you how many times I had to take things into my own hands, so that my son can be the way to what he is today. And to where my son's at today, nobody would. Some doctors didn't say, some doctors did say, but you can read it on people's faces, especially when you're a person like I am, right? So when they see my son today and through the years and how gradually he's getting bigger and stronger, and more of everything that Justin is turning into his own little human being self. The doctors are so happy. His medical team is so happy. and they are impressed because it was something that they didn't know if he was going to be capable of. You know, and so that's what I'm saying all this to say is like, we can't put a blanket over stuff. We have to start taking them blankets off and taking them layers off and getting to the roots of the issues of us, our mental health, these children's, their health, so that if we get to the root of the problem, I'm going to just metaphorically say, we can get some herbs of our own and sprinkle them with love on all these people, all these children and men and women that are hurting with whatever ailments or disabilities that we or they are going through, and we can shine love and grace on them and give them enough strength and enough courage to get up and start learning for themselves, doing for themselves. Because this just brought me to a whole nother topic that I'll do in another video. But yeah, the medical field, that's 50%. That is not the whole picture. You know? And by right, because they're reading books. Doctors and stuff, they read books to get to where they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I was interested at one time in being like a nurse practitioner. And I was in the medical field for a long time myself. Like professionally. But it takes a lot more than textbooks. And this is no disregard to the doctors in the medical field, because boy, do I appreciate them. And so many, the world appreciates them. Thank you. Thank you to the medical field. But I'm just saying, as a parent, as an aunt, a cousin, a sister, but especially as the parent and being your job, read books, read about things yourself, and take what they say and mix it in with your little spin and your little love sauce and your secret sauce, and watch your child improve. You know what I mean? You know, if you're not feeling good, don't listen to nobody else. Go down and seek some help, and do not feel no stigmatized of anything. You're a human being. We're all human beings, and we need to take care of ourselves. There's a lot of topics that can stem from these topics that I'm bringing up, because it's definitely like a tree with many branches. So yeah, those are some of my passions. And like I said, my goal on this channel is to bring together a community of just people who are just good people, like good people, like a good loving community to help us on our journey, because this is actually another outlet for me for education, me having this YouTube channel. I want to talk to people on here, meet people on here, and discuss things with people on here that are issues that you know, that I can get some answers from, or we can look together. You know what I mean? It's like, because I told you guys before, no, I don't have a village. I have a few good people in my life, and Justin does too. But I said to you, and I say it to you guys, you only need a few good men in your life. And obviously I'm saying metaphorically men, but doesn't have to be men, but you only need a few good men in your life, right? But I didn't have that village. And am I mad that I didn't? No. Because the way things are is the way I'm glad things went and are. I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a good enough place right now to be able to be here, be present, and reach out now to you guys on YouTube and talk and share my life, share Justin's life, so that we can create together. And I'm interested a lot in, you know, small businesses and moms. It's like us moms, we're trying to get up. You know, it doesn't matter what age you are. What's that mean? You can learn about credit at 50. You can learn, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever feel like you're too far behind or you're embarrassed or whatever the case may be. I know you have felt like that, because that's like almost one of the first feelings for people that have felt that. Some people are just not like that. Some people, they already naturally know that, like, they don't feel bad, you know. But some people are like, damn, I'm really this age in this, or this, and you feel bad about it, and then you gain your strength. You gain your strength through your weaknesses, right? And then you gain your strength, and then you gain your knowledge. And then after you gain your strength and your knowledge through your weaknesses, then you become a little bit more wiser, right? So it's okay to be down. It's okay. Just know that we have to get up. Like, you know, we're not here to suffer. And we're not here to be walking behind no stigma. I know I'm not. My son's not. We're here to be on the front line, for sure, just like everybody else. And we deserve equal opportunities and equal rights as everybody else. That's right. Right? I mean, we have God by our side and in our hearts. So trying to do the right thing and trying to share the right thing, and when it gets the right people's attention and the right people's ears, it's like, if you know, you know. It's gonna click. If you don't know, now you're learning. Okay, so what are you gonna do with the information? We can only become better. When you know more and you know better, you do better. That's been my life. Because boy, there's been some times that I didn't know. But it's okay to be there. It's okay to be in that place. Because you can only go up. You can only go up from there. So I'm gonna get ready to end this video, my friends. Gonna end this video here and go attend to my child who's singing his voice out. He looks at me when I'm singing, right? And he looks. And I'd be like, Justin, all you have to do is go, ah, ah. So, you know, he tries it all day. Ah, ah, ah. I'm like, I got a little theatrical baby over here. He's gonna be somebody. He is somebody, right? These kids are so funny. So I am sending so much warmth to the children, so much warmth to the adult special needs community, so much love to the adult special needs community. My child's a child right now, but he's gonna be an adult one day. I send so much warmth to anybody suffering with mental illness of any kind. And if you don't, it's like, I think the illness part probably scares people. I don't know, but just know that your finger could be ill. You broke your nail. Oh no, the nail is broken. That's broken. You got to get that fixed. Just like anything else, right? So don't let people trick you out of your spot in life of being the best version of yourself that you can be by the propaganda and by the he say she say about what people are gonna say or what people have already said. You know, don't let anybody stop you from becoming the best version of yourself, because it starts in here, and I mean way in here, right? If we want to heal fully, right, and sprinkle that love on ourselves and in our hearts. So I appreciate my supporters. I love you guys very much. And if you like my channel, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe, because that's what's going to help my channel grow. And that's what it's all about. So have a good night, my YouTube family.